We'll now proceed to 5-minute rounds with Democrats and Republicans alternating in order of seniority and order of arrival. We'll begin those right now. Mr. Wright, the Liberty Energy's Bettering Human Lives report is something I find an informative document. I've got a copy of it right here. It's something that brings what I regard as a pretty clear-headed perspective to the climate change dialogue, which I think has been sorely missing in our discussion of many of these issues. As with anything that we do, and basically everything that we build, there are trade-offs. In energy, there are trade-offs at the nexus of energy security, energy poverty, economic prosperity, upward mobility, and various environmental considerations. The U.S. Department of Energy can play a pivotal role, but unfortunately, during the Biden administration, we've seen many levers within our system of government, including and especially the Department of Energy, being used as part of a quote-unquote whole-of-government approach to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and doing this without considering the consequences of this kind of unbalanced approach. The trade-offs that I mentioned aren't really taken into a consideration. It's one objective taken into account as part of a whole-of-government approach that has really harmed a lot of American families. So how, in your view, can and should the Department of Energy focus on energy abundance? And how will doing that help to restore the balance that American energy policy has been lacking over the last 4 years?
Thank you for the question, Senator, and for the points you made. Yes, energy is hard, but it is critical for our civilization and for the prosperity and security of our country. The Department of Energy, I'll start with just the magnificent 17 national labs, that this launched during World War II, and were a key part of actually America winning that war and securing a post-war peace. Our labs have been pioneers in energy innovation across the spectrum. Very important for me is to keep the labs focused and energized to work on science, basic fundamental science, but also science that will someday, and maybe someday soon, have applications to energy. Our labs have a proud track record there, and I want to champion that. And the labs and the Energy Department as a whole works across the energy spectrum with reasonable involvement in virtually every meaningful energy source we have today. So my mission would be to inspire people in the department and in the labs and across the network to focus on what's most important for Americans, which is growing the supply of affordable, reliable, secure American energy.
Growing the supply, that is a novel and very important concept to grasp, especially at a moment when American energy demand is growing because of our growing population, also growing because of the ways in which we use energy. With data centers and artificial intelligence making a dent and about to make a much bigger dent in what it is that we need to energize our economy, it's a very poor time indeed to be declining in terms of our energy production relative to anticipated demand. It sounds like you grasp that fully and are ready to take that challenge on.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, Senator, very much.
In an interim report that was released last month, the Department of Energy's Inspector General raised several pretty serious concerns regarding potential conflicts of interest within the Department of Energy's Loan Programs Office. Those concerns include the troubling dual roles of some contractors who may be advising both the Loan Programs Office and potential loan recipients at the same time. The IG recommended that the issuance of new loans might be suspended, should perhaps be suspended until these potential conflicts are fully addressed and the safeguards necessary to correct them are implemented. If you're confirmed, will you commit to following the Inspector General's recommendation and suspend the issuance of new loans until the Loan Programs Office compliance with conflicts of interest regulations and contractual obligations is guaranteed?
If I have the privilege to be confirmed, I will immediately engage in that issue. Nothing is more important than the integrity of the loan process, of following the rule of law. Without integrity, without fair processes, you lose confidence, you undermine businesses' ability to invest and where capital is deployed to. I'm aware of the report, and we'll dive into that issue immediately.
Great. My 5 minutes are expired. We'll hear now from Senator Heinrich.